Okay, latest Unisaw complete here. This one was a complete recreation from an empty cabinet. This was an empty cabinet for a Unisaw, based on the cabinet style with the rectangular opening and the sheet metal base and these holes for electrical. I'm guessing 70s or early 80s on the cabinet. And so from that, I went from there and created the whole thing. I bought all the internal parts from people who were parting out saws and painted them all a light gray to match. On the interior there you can see light gray for the parts. I put a brand new 2 horsepower Leeson single phase motor, as I've been doing on most of my restores that need motors. Put a dust port here, 6 inches. And then found some great electricals to go with this design. During this era, 70s and 80s, they changed the casting of the table, of the cast iron table, and they added this threaded hole right here, which fits a conduit. And so I used this to try to match up the style of on-off switch that they would have had. So this is a momentary contact Cutler hammer. And then that is wired to a LVC Rockwell motor starter. These were very high quality starters that mounted to the back of the machine. So I found one from the era and put that on there. There's a lot of high quality electrics going on in there. Contactor, coil, magnetic starter, transformer. That new, probably, I'm just guessing, but if that were a brand new piece of equipment, electrical equipment, we're probably talking 500 or more perhaps. So let's see what else. Painted the cabinet, and then I went with the black hand wheels because that was what they had for this era. And I had a vinyl sticker printed here for the classic Unisaw logo, and then I made my own logo down the middle of the door here. I made these locking knobs here as well with threaded rod and some handles, some knobs from McMaster Carr. Same thing for the dust door. It's a matching set, so all 3 of those go together. And then let's see, there's something else too. It's got a fence from the era. During this era is when they added these nice extruded aluminum pieces to the fence, and so that's the right era. And these fences really are, a lot of times people complain about them not working well and getting jammed up and stuff. But if you wax up the rails, put the rails on right, straighten up the fence, they work just fine. And then it's got the micro adjust, which works as well. So this is, like I said, a complete recreation from an empty cabinet. Really happy with how it came out. Also, as I've usually been doing, I've got a brand new arbor. Don't always do that, but this one obviously making from scratch. It's a brand new arbor. You can see how shiny those threads are in there. Obviously then it's new arbor bearings and brand new belts. And so there it is, all done. This was a really fun one because I was going from nothing to a complete saw. Tried to be as sort of faithful as possible to the era. Obviously there's a lot of license there, artistic license if you will, but it's a pretty neat creation from an empty cabinet. One other thing I wanted to mention, I also printed a vinyl sticker for a nameplate tag. There was no nameplate as well for the model number and so forth, so I printed a vinyl sticker there.